Good morning, everybody, and welcome to This Week in Dioramas. I am your host, TechChucker. Now, if you aren't familiar with how this show operates, every week I go through Instagram looking for the coolest looking dioramas, and I showcase them right here on the show. If you would like to be showcased in a future episode, all you have to do is upload your diorama pictures to Instagram and tag them with the hashtag ThisweekInDioramas. Now, we've got an awesome showcase lined up for you today. Before we do that, I have two things to bring up. Number one, make sure that you do not leave cups of black wash or any kind of wash just sitting on your desk, because you will inevitably dump it over. Here's a little picture of what my desk now looks like. It especially is not great when you have a white desktop and black wash. So, lesson learned, and I knew it last night. I'm like, don't leave that out. Don't! And I did. Sure enough, I knocked it over. So now I got to do some cleanup. The other thing, I'm doing the red background again. Why? Last week, I did the red background, but I forgot to turn my room light off, which I think messed things up. So I'm just trying it out. Maybe I'll like it more this time. Again, it's of no consequence, but I want to show you what the difference is between not having the room lights on and having the room lights on. So, give me a second and we'll switch it up and we'll see what it looks like. Okay, here it is with the room light, and I gotta say there's a little bit more of a golden look. Now, I haven't processed the video. I do some color grading and whatnot. Well, it's not really color grading, it's more color correction. So, I wanted to try it. I don't know what it's gonna look like until it gets into post, but whatever. So it's not important for any of you, but I like to know. So there it is. I'm gonna shut that light off now because I know it's on. All right, we're back with the lights the way that I want them. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump right on into the showcase. Alrighty, jumping in first with Mighty Kane, and I have to say, every time he posts one of these different space dioramas that he's creating, it's always amazing, and the pictures that you do are just so good. That's why I had to put this picture on the thumbnail. It's just, I didn't have to do anything to make it look good. It just looks so stunning. I love all of the lighting that you've got throughout here. That really is what makes this piece just pop and stand out, in addition to all of the details that you've got throughout here. Now, he does molds of these, and you can certainly purchase them. I don't remember if he sells them painted or unpainted. I know he sells them unpainted, but just look at all of the details. You've got these awesome little rack-like grids up here. You've got just details and texture and lines and little signage pieces and warning symbols. So this is, I believe, the McFarlane Warhammer figure. I can't remember if this is painted or if you custom paint it. Let's see, McFarlane, oh yeah, read. McFarlane Warhammer 40K Blood Angel Dio by me. Sets available at their eBay, so click the link in their bio. You know, if I just read stuff, I would know things. I think that's a life lesson just in general. Read things and then you'll know things. Okay, anyway, I'm amazed by the photography, the diorama. The skill set on here is just so good. So great job on this piece. Next, coming from Solid Crafts channel. This piece really caught my eye as I was sifting through all of the posts and whatnot, and I'm just amazed by it. Now, I don't think that they use the hashtag. I like to try and throw in some pieces where maybe the creator doesn't know about the show yet, so hopefully you'll use the hashtag in the future. This piece looks awesome. So it's a Weapon X diorama, I believe, let's see, custom snowy mountain Weapon X diorama. Some before and after pictures they've got in here. I'm just really impressed with the way that you packaged this and displayed it. The picture looks awesome. I love the snow. I think that's a backdrop that's got the snow, but we'll see some zoomed out pictures in just a second. This timber that's laying here with the snow all covered on here, that is awesome. Just the the fact that you've got not 100% snow coverage where you can see some stone coming through, that is awesome. I love that attention to detail. These little trees, they actually look like little popple birch kind of trees, which is great looking. And then you've got some detail with the little slash marks from him, which is another great piece to just bring this whole thing together. I love it. I think you did a great job on this piece. I'm really impressed with it. And now we've got that full wide shot, and look at that. I think the snow effect might be, maybe that's a digital effect that was added in. Yeah, I think it is a digital effect. Here's some behind the scenes, how they started with this, with what kind of, oh, okay, it's just blue. I thought that this was, it looked like it was soft packing foam, which would not work very well. Okay, look at that. This is awesome. So they painted up these little wolves. Nice job on the paint job. Nice job on the paint job. Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with that. I am really impressed with this piece, so great job. Check out their YouTube video. It looks like they've got a complete project from start to finish on their channel. It looks like this little bit.ly link here, so check that out if you are interested. Next up, coming from @Yamanaka, and this is a tidal wave tidal wave following planet annihilation. Death ray pays its tolls on the city of Coruscant. And I'm always just amazed by these tiny little pieces that you come up with and the sheer realism at this scale. I mean, this is what, it's not even 1/64th scale. This is like 1/128th scale or something like that. It is tiny. And then they've got this little LED light that's glowing through the blue. So there's some sort of transparency to this. It's some sort of resin or something. I'm just amazed with it. So let's see, water effect using Woodland Scenics water hand painted with clear acrylics, building structure using odd bits and pieces of past work, plus smolten sprues. Wow, nice idea. Sprues, if you're not familiar, they're the little rack pieces that if you get those Gundams from, those sprues are the rack pieces. So let's see, explosion effect using hand-painted polyfill and strong LED string light. Hope you enjoy. I do enjoy this. I think it's so cool looking. For some reason, the smaller the diorama gets, the cooler it is for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is, but great job. Next, coming from Outlander Customs, the Lost Temple is done. And I gotta say, you did a great job on this piece. I think it turned out really nicely. I just love all the details that you've got on the stonework. The cracks look awesome. The moss is looking very nice. I love the paint detail. You got some really nice paint contrast, especially down in this area. You can see a little more of the greens. Could be some of the green is reflecting off from the greenery that you've got from your shrubbery and whatnot, but I think there's some green in the paint. It definitely looks like there's green in your paint. And then you've got this really awesome kind of broken up stone right here that you can see there's a water effect in there, and I am really digging on that. That looks awesome. There's a wider shot here. This is a complete package. I love the way that it turned out. These shingles really look good, and look at this. This is curved. That is a detail that might easily be missed, but I really like that this is curved and not just a straight. It still would look great if it was straight, but the fact that you curved this gives it that extra style, that extra character that just really steps it up a notch. I'm just very impressed with it. I love the casing that you've got around your door jambs, and then these little columns. It's just chock full of detail. You finished off the edges so that this is, you could display it any direction and a person's gonna see it and find it and think that it's amazing. Mythic Legions are the first figures that are gonna come to my mind that would look awesome. If you've got any of the Lord of the Rings Toy Biz figures, those would look awesome in here. I love these little detail effects in here. I'm wondering if those are 3D printed or if you, you know, what's the word? Sculpted them yourself. So let us know in the comments. Again, this is just such a spectacular looking piece. There's so many details, and look at this detail work that you've got etched into the door jamb. Ha! That's awesome. That looks so good. And then you've given it kind of a weathered, almost bronzish, copper-like look with the weathering on here. It's got a bit of a blue tinge, so it stands out, makes it look like it might be a different material than the rest of the display piece. Ah, wow, what a great job. Kudos to you, and congrats on just an amazing looking piece. Next, coming from our friend Johnny Simpleton, let's see, since I'm a lazy boy these days, here are some oldies but goodies, and you know what, sometimes it's nice to look at some old dioramas. Perhaps we may have showcased some of it. Let's go back to the first picture. So this Cobblestone, he executes his dioramas so well, and the realism is just bar none. I mean, it's one of the most talented looking pieces. That sentence didn't come out right. Johnny Simpleton is one of the most talented people that I have seen on Instagram with these dioramas. His attention to detail, I remember he hand placed each of these cobblestones. It just looks so realistic. It has that natural feel to it. And I'm just always so amazed by the work that he does. The paint apps are so realistic. I mean, just look at the weathering on this, the metal pipes. I mean, it's just so good. Everything matches for the style. And this is, let's see, 1/24th scale, so relatively small. I'm just, wow. This is so amazing. This could be used for a movie set, for a miniature, and you probably wouldn't even know that you were looking at a miniature. It's just so great. So awesome job. Always happy to see some work from you. Next, coming from Diorama 1.18, this is a, let's see, TBT, what is this? Armas M. Dakota, 1980. So this is some Antarctica. I don't know what this is. I don't know what it is, but I do like it a lot. It looks so realistic. The paint apps are what really make this piece. The subtlety to the weathering that you've got on here, kind of a stucco sort of look to the outer walls, which is awesome, but then you've got that grime that has just been building up over time, and it just looks awesome. This sign looks awesome with the weathering that you've got on here. It just looks so realistic. And then you take this outside, you use some of the natural lighting to include some of your wires, or the power lines, telephone wires behind it, and it actually looks like it's just out in the real world. And Diorama 1.18 does this a lot with their work. It's always so realistic looking. The paint apps are just superb, so great job. Next, coming from Iron Toys, let's see, Diorama, what does this say? Diorama something Villa de Strava, okay, so, I don't speak that language, but I really like this piece. I think it turned out very nicely. You can see it's some sort of an interior room. It looks to be that this might be modular, so that you might be able to move some of these pieces around. I really like this stonework on the floor. That looks awesome. There's a lot of really great elements to this piece. So let's cycle through a few more of these. Let's see if there's some pictures. There we go. The only thing that I would recommend is up here where this stairway goes. The stairway currently is going nowhere. You might consider creating like an illusion that there's a hallway going to the left at the landing, or something to that effect, or maybe I'm missing something. Let's see if in the pictures there is anything going anywhere. No. So that's the only thing that I would change, is a stairway that goes nowhere. Kind of takes away from the illusion. I'm really digging on what you've got going here. I like the color pattern, or not the color pattern, the color tones that you're using. It's kind of a muted pastel almost. Really looks awesome. And then all of these little accessories are really adding to the piece. So great job on that. Maybe consider adding a little bit extra to show where this stairway is gonna go. Next, coming from Goosey, the man, the myth, This is just amazing. This piece, the paintwork on here with the graffiti, I'm just, look at this robot piece of art. I'm just amazed by this work. There's so many cool little elements to this piece. The weathering on this door looks awesome. I mean, and then the stairway, just look at that. That looks like real metal, the way that you've painted that with a little bit of not a little bit, the weathering that you've got throughout this piece. You can see that there is wear on the edges. It's just so good. I love the way that this turned out. You're just such a prolific creator. The talent that you have is just, it's amazing. I mean, look at the paintwork. If you're not impressed by this paintwork, I don't know, you're terrible. You're a terrible person. I'm kidding. I'm blown away. This looks so realistic. I mean, the least realistic looking thing is the action figure at this point. This is just a stunning looking piece. You've just outdone yourself. I am so impressed with this. This looks to be as though you must have painted it, because it doesn't look like it's glued on or anything. So kudos to you for executing this so well. It looks, wow. Dang, that's good. This next one coming from JH Modulator 2. I see a lot of his posts on Instagram, and they're always just amazing. I wanted to showcase this one really quickly. It's just stunning. His work is always stunning. It's very much in the small scale. I think this is 1/35th scale. We've got a volcano that's covered in mist and smoke and ash and soot, and it just looks so good. I love this piece. Clearly there is some sort of we've got the action here with the chunks of burning molten rock that are coming down and hitting the ground. I mean, this action that you've captured here is amazing. It looks so good. I'm just, wow. So if you're not following JH Modulator, they post a ton of amazing stuff, and this is just one of the many posts that they've got. Next, coming from the Elder Tusk, the Alpha Predator. This is a great looking piece. I love the detail work on here. It looks so cool. I love the light effect that you've got for your picture with the green, and then this, it just looks great. I love the kind of that, it's like an Aztec kind of feel to the design with the sculpt work on here. I am really impressed. I like it a lot. It's always fun to see dioramas for Predator. You've got this throne from NECA, which is a great piece to go in with this. It's kind of a showcase piece to go along with the diorama. I love these little like medallion. Oh, I just spit while I was talking. Nice. Haha, at least you guys weren't in front of me when I spit. Anyway, the other detail, I was talking about these, and those look awesome. I'd love to know if you hand sculpted those. They kind of look like you might have, and if you did, really well done. But then the other piece that I like are these green cracks. It kind of gives the impression that it's been covered in blood of some sort, or like that the building's almost living, because when a predator gets slashed or whatever, his blood is kind of a neon green. So it's almost as though the building is bleeding predator blood, which I think is kind of a cool effect. So great job on that. And then last but not least, coming from MD Salem. Let's see, I think I'm good with calling this complete. Once there's some set dressing for photos, it should really pop. I think this looks awesome. I'm not entirely sure. Let's see, action figure photography, prop game. What this reminds me of is, it reminds me of Scooby-Doo. I don't know if that's what you were going for. It has kind of a Halloween feel to it in my book, but I really like it. I think it looks really fun. I like the paint apps on the roof. That just looks super cool. The way that you kind of have this weathering effect where some of the paint is showing through. That is cool. I really like that. I love the green accent around everything. It just brings it all together. We've only got one picture. I should have gone back to your profile to see if you had more posts. but I didn't. I just really like this piece. It's very fun. So great job on this piece. Great job to everybody. Thank you so much to everybody that's using the hashtag. If you haven't been using the hashtag yet, you didn't know about the show until now, what's stopping you? You can go ahead and start using the hashtag thisweekindioramas. That'll make it easier for me in the future to be able to find your work and then possibly showcase it in a future episode. If you enjoyed the episode, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, the bell notification, share the video out, leave a comment. I love getting the comments from you guys. That's probably one of the best reasons for me to get up on Saturday mornings, is to see what kind of comments we can get from you guys. So let me know in the comments what you're currently working on or something to that effect. That'll maybe make it easier to come up with something to comment about. Have a great weekend. Enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, stay healthy, and I will see you in the next episode.